I think Jujutsu Kaisen has had weak music, but that problem is slowly being fixed, and I think I know why. Music is a big point of enjoyment for me when it comes to anime adaptations. JJK's music was very forgettable to me in the first season, and there are a few main reasons why. The first is volume. The first OST has 60 songs for 24 episodes. Let's compare that to some other anime that have executed their OSTs well. If you look at the songs per episode, most of these stories have a number under 1 song per episode, while JJK has 2.5. JoJo Part 4 and 5 go over 1, but those are rare exceptions. Songs per episode matters because of repetition. When a song replays, I'm more likely to remember it. When an anime has an SPE of 1 or lower, that most likely means that each song gets played multiple times. When an anime goes over that, it means that the songs barely replay and have less time for me to get familiar with them. What I'm saying is that JJK does not replay its songs enough times for me to remember them. Part of that is because the show has too many songs to choose from. Season 2 is still struggling with that. The Gojo's Past arc had a whole 26 song OST just for its 5 episodes, which leaves very little room for replays. But if the Shibuya incident also has around 26 songs and doesn't play any old tracks, this will be an improvement because that would be 26 songs for 18 episodes, giving room for replays. The second problem is where JJK truly makes improvements. For the first OST, there were 3 composers: Hiroaki Susumi, Yoshimasa Terui, and Alyssa Okehazama. I went through this OST and most of the songs were forgettable. Repetition is not the only key to a good OST. Quality is the second key, and this OST was lacking in quality, but there were a few songs that I liked. There was Attack of the Cursed Corpse, Jujutsu Sorcerer Megumi Fushiguro, Working Overtime, Memories That Didn't Exist, and Remember. If you look at who composed which track, you'll notice that most of these 12 were by Terui and Susumi. That's just a few, but on this OST, Terui composed the highest number of songs that I enjoyed, and then in the JJK Zero OST, the same trio composed. The songs that stood out to me were Practice, Toge no Kotsu, and The Real You. This time, Terui made 1 and Susumi made 2. Finally, in the first arc of Season 2, the anime decided to take a risk. They allowed Yoshimasa Terui to compose all 25 tracks of the arc, and that risk paid off. The man went to work on this soundtrack. In Season 1, he had this unique math rock vibe that came with pianos. He carried that over here along with some jazziness. The songs I liked were Our Mission, You Jerk, Limitless Curse Technique, No Hesitation, Physical Prowess, Delirious, and Arrogance. I can't say for certain what snapped in this man, but what I can say is that when they gave him the room to compose an entire OST, he came with quality and gave the OST an identity of its own. Before, it was hard for me to describe JJK's OST, partially because it had so many artists. I could say techno and rock, but that's vague. When I'm talking about identity, I'm talking about distinct descriptions. Naruto's OST is traditional Japanese music mixed with electric rock. Bleach's creepy grunge rock mixed with techno. Maki's traditional Indian and Arabic music mixed with rock. Samurai Champloo is relaxing jazz fused with hip-hop. Now, at least with Gojo's Past, JJK music has an identity. It's like rock and math rock mixed with jazz and some piano-led songs that move up and down the scale. Despite most of these songs only playing once, when I heard some of them in the show, I knew I had to find them. Even in the currently unreleased Shibuya OST, There are good songs in the Awasaka fight, the Daigon fight, and Megumi vs Toji. As soon as I heard these tracks, I wrote them down so I could get them once the OST comes out. Finally, the third key is association. This is something JJK hasn't done really well from my experience. Basically, a song should be associated with a specific feeling or type of scene. The simplest example is character themes. Naruto and JoJo do this very well. If you pay attention to the music in either of these shows, and I play you a character's theme, you'd probably be able to guess who it belongs to. Other examples would be Batman having a theme in both the Dark Knight and 2022 movies, Iron Man having a theme in his first movie, and the Avengers having a theme across several movies. Outside of character themes, there are OSTs for specific situations. Maybe it could be when the characters are in danger, when something funny is happening, or when the characters are doing something cool. Most of the OSTs from other anime I listed before are good at doing that. If you've watched the anime, when you read the manga, you can predict which song will play for which scene. A crazy example is from 7 Deadly Sins. Back before Season 2 came out, someone made a video of the manga fight between Escanor and 2 of the commandments. In a specific scene, the creator played a specific song, which ended up being the exact same song that was used in the anime for that moment. JJK doesn't have this. Both Megumi and Nobara have songs with their names in it, but I don't remember any of them playing more than once. I think Megumi's song only played when he fought Kamo. It could have played when he fought Sukuna and when he fought the Finger Bearer to create an association, but it didn't. Instead, those scenes got their own songs. Nobara's theme is Straw Doll Resonance Technique, but it only plays in her first fight. It could have played when she fought Momo or the Cursed Wombs, but no. Nanami and Todo also have themes, but I can let them slide since they've only really had one major action scene each. Part of the reason the show can't do association well is because they have too many songs. Remember is the only song that I remember playing twice, and it was used as an epic finisher song. That's a step in the right direction. In conclusion, JJK has upgraded his music quality by giving Yoshimasa Terui complete control. Hopefully it decreases the volume of music per episode and increases the musical association down the line. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and help me revolutionize the manga industry by buying my manga and spreading the word. All important links will be in the description.